This is the sound of a black smoker, a mineral-rich chimney formed when water superheated by magma from below the Earth's crust meets the nearly freezing water at the bottom of the ocean.
The hydrothermal activity itself is the flow of seawater deep into a volcano where it's heated to 400 degrees centigrade, becomes extremely acidic, and that acidic fluid now leaches all the minerals and the metals out of the rock. Then it emerges to the sea floor, meets cold seawater, and those minerals precipitate out.
Yet deep in this abyss, it is not just hot gas, but a new kind of politics that is emerging. Mineral prospectors, attracted by the riches on offer, are gearing up to commercially mine the deep seabed for the first time, and it's proving controversial.
The deep sea is perceived to be a pristine environment. It's a frontier which humans haven't really impacted that heavily on, certainly compared to land. And so the idea that we want to preserve something that is pristine and undisturbed is a very basic one. We don't want to ruin things, certainly not for ourselves and certainly not for our future generations. So there's that cautious approach which people have.
There's all sorts of claims out there as to what the impacts will be. So, once it happens and people actually see, then, I think you'll find that a lot of people change their tune,
The world's first deep sea mine site is scheduled to begin in 2019, nearly a mile underwater in the Bismarck Sea, 30 kilometres off the coast of Papua New Guinea. It is named Solwara 1, after the Tok-Pisin word meaning sea. Yet communities nearest to the proposed site are worried about the impending arrival of deep-sea mining, concerned at the impact of unfamiliar and untested technology on their livelihoods and culture.
Never in our life we've heard about mining in the sea. On the land, yes, but in the sea we never heard about this.
The bottom line is, if we don't know what's going to happen, don't do it. Just stop it.
We don't really want Nautilus to come and dig in our Solwara 1 because for so long when we live in our places, we have a peaceful place and nothing destroying our sea. And when we heard about Nautilus, we really afraid that it will destroy our life.
At the same time, this new industry is being sold as a solution, providing the vast quantities of metals needed for the sustainable green energy infrastructure of the future.
We want to have a society which moves to low carbon energy, a sustainable society, wind turbines, solar panels, all the things which we talk about, they all require resources and raw materials. Ultimately, we have to make decisions as a society about where those raw materials are going to come from, if indeed we want to move in that direction.
An electric car has something like 10 times more copper in it than a petrol car. And that electric car also has to have batteries, lithium-ion batteries. Lithium-ion batteries contain manganese, they contain cobalt, copper, nickel. All of these things are more abundant on the seafloor and at higher grades than they are on land. So we're actually forcing ourselves into a corner. We're actually driving by people who aren't looking at the unintended consequences of what they want.
At the heart of this controversy lies a profound difference concerning what the deep sea actually is and who and what inhabits it. Research comparing children's perceptions of the deep sea at schools in both Lancashire and Papua New Guinea show that the imaginative answers to these questions are formed at an early age. For some, such as these children in Lancaster, the sea is a vibrant place that exists only in the imagination, full of danger, wonder, even treasure. For island communities in Papua New Guinea, the ocean is fully experienced and lived in, shaped and affected by physical and spiritual encounter. It is a place where the boundaries between oceanic depths, land and air are not so clear. Communities and activist groups in Papua New Guinea seek to show how their connections to the sea take on spiritual dimensions. Spirits, or masalai, are believed to inhabit the deep sea, moving freely through its depths and being responsible for everything from the seabed's resources to the ocean's currents.
From top right down to the depth, we believe in spirit, because the spirit creates life, and it's all about life. And we understand that spirit because we have a direct relationship, so we can interact with the spiritual language of all resources that are down there or on the dry land. They control the sea, but they also listen to the head of the clan, head of the tribes, and they communicate well. And we get the supply and all that from the sea by notifying them, and they help us, every day. We are not separated, we are one.
This is one of the only places in the world where shark calling is practiced, a centuries-old method of catching sharks by hand, based on spiritualized ritual, chanting, and bravery. The prospect of these unique practices competing with deep-sea mining is daunting for the shark callers in the region.
Me play no like seabed by operate. Me play like stop him because solwara garden blo me play lo finding fish blo me play long see money long and fit in family. Kalsa blo before so that me play no like lo lose him. Long go lo catch him fish na catch sack to one time. So garden blo me play. So seabed mind by come by destroy mo gata something na by barapim future generation blo me play bol na nafsawe long aw blo catch him sack.
The politics of the deep sea is being formed by a unique combination of factors. The geology of the seabed, the competing demands of different people, non-human life forms and spirits. These are provoking difficult questions about this new frontier of resource extraction. Is the mining of the deep seabed a price worth paying in order to build the green energy systems of the future? If not, where are we going to get the materials needed?